Hi everyone, Richard here with another video at Calvin Wazoo, and I am taking a little closer look at Mdou Moctar and Tuareg music. Uh, I find Mdou Moctar one of the most amazing, truly amazing musicians, and I've said it before in terms of guitar playing, guitar skill. He he's ahead of Jimi Hendrix in my book, and it's interesting, kind of about that. And then I'm going to talk about another Tuareg band that I recently discovered called Tuareg. So we'll talk a little bit about them. But first, about Mdou Moctar. So I really was lucky to be able to see him twice here in Chicago. Once when he was the headliner at a very small venue called Lincoln Hall, and then the second time he was the opening act for Parquet Courts at the Riviera Theater. And Mike from Hub Tunes and JJ from JJ's, what is it? He changed his channel name. It was JJ's KTEL or something before. But anyway, he came down from Milwaukee to see the show. And so Mdou Moctar was the opening act for Parquet Courts, but he came out and jammed with them for a song. So he's had some fairly recent albums come out, and his discography began back in 2008 with a record that I do not have yet called Anar. There's a reissue of that studio album that was by Sahel Sounds is the label, and it came out in 2008. It's a fascinating story. I've talked about him before, that he taught himself how to play guitar, and I'll talk a little more about what motivates him. But one of the really interesting thing about Mdou Moctar is that he built his first guitar out of a box and then took a bicycle cable and unwound the wires to make the strings for his guitar. That was his first guitar. And of course, now he plays a Fender Stratocaster like you just won't believe. So anyway, I have a lot of his albums now. I don't have the first one, Anar, but I did find and pick up this one, and I should take it out of I still have it on shrink wrap because it's got kind of an obi strip here. But here, I'll turn it a little bit. So this is actually a soundtrack album, and if I pronounce it correctly, it's Akunak Tadla Taha Tazugai, I think is how you pronounce it, which translates into rain the color blue with a little red in it. So yes, it's an homage to Purple Rain. And Mdou Moctar has said, identified three Western guitar players that he really admires, and it really has influenced his sound and his playing technique. And Prince is one of them. Jimi Hendrix is the other. And Eddie Van Halen is the third one. And what is interesting about all three of these guitar players is that in their style, they frequently use the not just finger picking, but they also use the finger hammering on the neck to create notes. And that is Mdou's style. He's not a chord player. He has a rhythm guitarist who is playing the chords. I mean, Mdou Moctar can play chords, but when you watch him play, he's playing individual strings, and then his fingers are just going crazy, fretting, but also hammering and creating sounds that way. So he very much, has picked up on that style from those guitarists. Now, then the third one that came out in 2017 is Sosome Tamacek. And I have that one, but I'm going to skip over that because most people, I think, are more familiar with the two most recent studio releases. The first one being Ilana the Creator, all right, which was released in 2019, which is just a gorgeous, very psychedelic, just amazing, amazing electric guitar sounds. I mean, you can really hear the Hendrix influence on some of the songs. And then his most recent release, which is this one, A Freak Victim, and that was released in 2021. Now, this one is on Matador Records, all right? Ilana the Creator is on the Sahil Sounds Records. It's on this particular label from Sahil Sounds, which most of his earlier material was on that. All right, so he had a live album. This is one of the new ones that I picked up. That's called Afalan, which was released in 2013. And this is Afalan. So it's got a photo. The front cover is a photo of him with his guitar. And it's on this label of Sahil Sounds Records, okay? And very simple cover, you know, on the back here is just with the track listing. And it's a live album, and you can hear he plays both. He plays mostly electric guitar, although he plays there's some acoustic guitar in there as well. But you can hear in many of the tracks just people having a joyous time. And in fact, I've got a couple needle drops from this record. And the first one I'm going to play for you right now is from side 1. And it's track number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, track 5. Tahultin, I believe, is the right one. I hope I did that right. Track, because oh no, it's track 4. Yeah, track 4 is what I'm going to play for you. Mahayaga Asufigan. I think that's how you pronounce it. I do not know, because I don't know Tuareg language or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to play that track for you right now. Now, you can hear the joy, you know, in the background of the people who are like just really, you know, having a great time, you know, while he's playing. And that was one of the motivations Mdou Moctar has said in other interviews. That when he first heard, you know, the traditional Tuareg guitar players play, and the response of the crowd being so joyous and happy, he wanted to do that. He wanted to be able to bring joy to people and make them happy. And, you know, you could hear that with the crowd. But the interesting thing, too, is, you know, I'm kind of wondering, this traditional style of music, I am hearing as well the origin of the blues. All right, consider this next track that I'll play for you, which is track 4 again, but it's from side 2, and it's called, the song is Tanzaka. Let's take a listen. So I hear, while I'm listening to that, I hear something that is going to eventually develop into the blues. So in the Tuareg music, that's what I hear, the origin of the blues. And if you consider, all right, so Mdou Moctar comes from Niger, which is in West Africa. It's part of the region of West Africa that is going to include, countries like Nigeria, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, Mali, Benin, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Mauritania, Guinea, Sierra Leone, all these countries. And this is also the region of Africa that the slave traders, this is where they kidnapped the native people of the continent to bring them to the New World to become slaves. They came from this region of Africa. And so, their musical traditions came with them. And, the history of the blues and of soul music and gospel music, many music people trace it to the slaves in 17th and 18th century America. This is where they're from, and this is the origin music, the Tuareg music and the other traditional musics. I hear the beginnings of that, so much so that, after you listen to that one, who I think of is John Lee Hooker.
You know I'm crawling Kingsley Bay, and I rule my Won't you hang around my maid? Wanna use her for myself.
So there you go. All right, we got John Lee Hooker from that's from this album here, The Hook, which is a compilation, and Crawlin' Kingsnake. So you could hear with John Lee Hooker, it's a similar kind of style. He's not playing chords. He's picking and he's hammering with his finger. Interesting thing too, and I'm doing this from memory. I was going to look it up before I made the video, but my understanding is with John Lee Hooker that the first guitar-like instrument he ever made was he took a board and a nail and like a rubber bicycle inner tube, and he stretched that across the board, and that's what he played. So that's where, his style of playing, again, isn't so much, he plays more chords perhaps than Mdou Moctar does, but, it's a similar style where he's kind of plucking. And then the next song I wanted to play is also a John Lee Hooker song that's going to be coming from this record here, and it's the Stuttering Blues.
Baby, or we use your boyfriend around tonight? You sure look good to me. Swear I like to carry you home. Lord, I can love you a while tonight. Lord, have mercy. When I first saw you, you almost knocked me off my feet. I couldn't hardly play my was looking at you. Swear, man, that woman got some pretty eyes and legs. I know the cat that you monkeying around with, baby. Which pretty nice to you, I believe you are. Which you have to be the way you look.
So again, hearing with the Stuttering Blues, I can trace this out. Maybe there's some musicologists or people who are a little more informed about the origin of the blues and traditional black music from the slave era. May have some more information about that, but that's what I hear coming from this music of Mdou Moctar. So the other record by Mdou Moctar that I recently picked up is Sosome Tamachek, which was a studio album that was released in 2017. That is this one, okay? Also on the Sahel Sounds Records label. So this one, wow, there's a lot more acoustic guitar on this one. In fact, most of the songs are just pure acoustic guitar. And then in some cases, it's the acoustic guitar, and then there's a kind of a layer of the electric guitar kind of thrown, as an overlay or, a little addition to the recording. But it's predominantly acoustic guitar. And the needle drop I want to play for you is the song Il Malode. Listen to this song. what haunting and in ethereal song. And then you listen to his playing on the acoustic guitar is as incredible as his playing style, fingering on the electric guitar. And the thing is, I've played guitar before. I played both. I primarily was taking lessons with acoustic guitar, but I also played around, with some friends, their electric guitar. And from my perspective, hammering and finger plucking on the neck is a lot easier with an electric guitar than it is with an acoustic guitar, because I think in most cases the strings on an electric guitar are closer to the fretboard than they are on a acoustic guitar. So you need stronger fingers, even just to press down and to make the chords. And to be doing this finger style of playing, is amazing on an electric guitar, but also to do it on acoustic guitar, and you can hear it, how just absolutely, it is phenomenal. His playing skill, just, you can hear why his influences, as he identified them, being, Eddie Van Halen, Prince, and Jimi Hendrix, because probably Eddie Van Halen employs the finger hammering style of play much more than the other two. But, when you listen to some of the songs that Mdou Moctar has released, you definitely hear the richness and the flamboyance that you get with Jimi Hendrix and with Prince. So, yeah, that Sosome Tamacek, or Sosome Tamacek, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, is just an incredible album. This one, I mean, it's like, I think Alana the Creator and Efric Victim are amazing, truly great, amazing albums, but wow, this one really blows me away. Now, after, learning more and discovering about Mdou Moctar, I happened to see another band of the Tuareg style, and that is this one here, Tanarawen, which is the plural word for desert. So Tanarawen translates as deserts. And they are Tuareg, also Tuareg musicians playing Tuareg music that's a little bit more westernized than Mdou Moctar. And they come from northern Mali. So you've got Niger, and then directly to the west of Niger is the country of Mali. And these are both Saharan and sub-Saharan countries. The northern regions of these countries are deserts. They're part of the Sahara Desert. And this is their second release. And it's interesting, they say that this is on indigo vinyl, but, this to me is purple. This is violet. The cover is indigo. This is indigo. All right? This is violet. Anyway. So now if you think of Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy Vaughan, all right, of the Fabulous Thunderbirds, all right, Mdou Moctar would be Stevie Ray Vaughan, because of the amazing guitar playing and the, soloing, etc. And then Jimmy Lee is an exceptional guitar player, but he's not as flamboyant. He doesn't go for the really wild solos, etc. And that's what the guitar player in this group is. And the lead guitar player, I believe his name is Ibrahim Ag Al-Habib. I think that's his name. There's another guitar player, Abdallah Ag Al-Hosani. And I'm sorry for butchering these names. So I'm not sure exactly which one. but Abdallah is usually playing acoustic guitar. Ibrahim is playing the electric guitar. But his style of playing is not flamboyant and forward-facing. It's a little subtler, and it's very, very polished. So I got a couple needle drops from them also. The first one is called Walahila Ar Tesnanam, which translates to, "Oh my God, you're unhappy." And I want to clarify that that saying, "Oh my God, you're unhappy," is not, the song isn't speaking to God, saying that God is unhappy. It's more like, "Oh my God, you're unhappy," speaking to another person. So give a listen to this first one here. So you can see the guitar playing is a little subtler, but nonetheless really, really good. And then I have one more needle drop from this really phenomenal. It's a 2-record set, really phenomenal. And it is called Arawan or Arawan. Anyway, it's the name of a town. So give a listen to that. So yes, this is just really, really amazing stuff. And like I say, it's not, where did I put the, it comes with this double album comes with like a booklet that has, and I've got everything all messed up over here, and I'm going to have to try and, oh, here it is. So it comes with this booklet, all right, and it's got like a biography or a story background about the band, and and it's written, one side is French, one side is English, and the lyrics to the songs are printed in both English and then French. But the thing is, they're not singing in French. They're singing in their native language, which is, I don't know if Tuareg is a language. I know Tuareg is the musical style, but I haven't read all the material in here as of yet. But interesting, and as I'm glancing through some of the material, they mentioned John Lee Hooker. You know, so that was interesting. I didn't even notice that before. But again, so if you see this one someplace, because there's this new reissue, the limited edition indigo vinyl, which to me is violet, not indigo. Indigo cover. But anyway, if you see it and you are really enamored as I am with Mdou Moctar, pick that up. It is a great record. And if you can find these other records that I am talking about, such as Sosame Tamachek and the recording Avalon by Mdou Moctar, they're definitely worth getting. So I hope that was good for you, and leave a comment in the down under. Like, subscribe. Remember that I am also on Instagram. However, my handle on Instagram is newsdude76. That's NEWZDUDE 76. And you can catch me on, I'm starting to do some live streams, so you can catch me on Sunday mornings. I'm still iffy about if I will be a regular in the middle of the week. I did one on Wednesday night recently, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do them on Wednesday on a consistent basis. But I think I'll stick with the Sunday mornings. And as always, remember to, leave a comment in the down under. I think I said that. Maybe I forgot. But also, don't forget to pray for the people inside your head, for they won't be there when you're dead.